Well, welcome to our first episode, I guess,
Yeah.
right? So, one and maybe a series of one, frankly, that might happen.
see.
Well, we'll see. But this is the new Engage Media podcast. Kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Woohoo, yay. And if you didn't know, that's us, right behind us. So I thought it'd be great for us to get together and kind of chat amongst our media types, if you will, and maybe bring in some guests from time to time to talk about all things media, which is
Yeah.
what we do, right?
Yeah.
On a daily basis. So, today I have with me, this is Kirsten. Kirsten is our social media manager extraordinaire.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. She wears many hats at our company. So I thought, today we'd just kind of chat about the trends and happenings of 2025 in media.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess let's jump right into them, right? So the number one trend, what do you think it is?
AI.
100%,
All
right?
the way.
Right. So what has been your experience so far with AI?
I mean, I think it's completely changed my role in things. I think it streamlines like content creation overall. There's so many tools out there for anything marketing, whether it's graphic design, blog post, social post, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's amazing how disruptive it has become in our daily lives to what it was, just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it is
It's insane.
insane. That is the right word.
Yeah.
It really is. And it seems like an overused word in a way, but not in this case.
No.
It's not. I was at an ad function, probably this is by mid of last year, and they were talking all about AI. And, they had some expert panel up, and then you had all these people in the background that were kind of poo-pooing the idea of AI, for lack of a better way of saying it. And they were worried about their jobs being taken. Essentially, these are graphic designers, right?
Yeah.
That were paid at one point a very high premium for what they do. And, you couldn't help but think in what they were saying. I understand certainly the concerns. I'm not to dismiss that at all. I totally
Right.
get it. However, they have an opportunity here. Just like they do in their field today of graphic design. Like, imagine being the person that is the expert at AI. Because not everyone has time to do that, right? You know what ChatGPT is. You know what other functions are, right? Like other vehicles that are out there that you hear about. And basically every product that we touch now has AI built in. Whether it's
Everything.
really AI or not, it's there.
Some sort.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
right? But imagine being that graphic designer who, years ago had to pick up Photoshop for the first time. When Adobe first came out with Photoshop, everyone was saying the same thing. Oh my goodness, it's going to take my job. What am I going to do? But I think the ones who really embraced it, just as what is right now with AI, are the ones that frankly took the lead. So yeah, you could find your way out of a job if you decide not to embrace it.
Right.
But I think there's a great opportunity for people.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, in our daily lives right now, I think we have subscriptions, and I counted it just the other day, to 9 different platforms right
Yeah.
now
There's so many.
that are AI specific. Then if you count the other things that we do in media that now have AI included in them, it's everything we touch. So probably another 10 platforms that we touch, right? That have AI built in, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Some sort. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's definitely the number one trend right now, but it's an opportunity, I think, in marketing to really be a disruption agent like no other. I liken it in a way, if you think back to when Google first started out and the World Wide Web became such a thing, that if you think about, I'm almost dating myself here now. As a kid, we had to use the Encyclopedia Britannica to find all the information out there, right?
The
Isn't that crazy?
encyclopedia.
Right? Those monthly subscriptions that you'd have, right?
Yeah.
I got the letter N. Let's go through that book, right? Well, now it's all there for you. Google obviously, mainstreamed that in such a way and cataloged it in such a way that we can all see it. But now this new, technology allows you to basically use that in such a new way, in such a more informed way. Wow. That's incredible. It's a great thing. So
I totally agree.
definitely the number one trend, bar none, that's out there is AI for sure.
And then leading into number 2, I would
Oh, number
say
2.
is video, short form.
Oh,
so
yeah.
TikTok, Reels, any type of video is just going to be blasted on social. So the videos for short form, I think, are really good for Reels and TikTok because the fast pace and attention grabbing nature of it is kind of what drives that engagement. Whereas the long form on like YouTube and stuff like that is really just more for like information wise and informational type educational videos. Whereas on Instagram and Reels, like when you're scrolling, you don't want to watch a 5-minute video.
Sure.
You want it to be 30 seconds or less. So I think the short form video is definitely number 2 in this spot.
So you say basically, so 30 seconds or less is pretty much the bar, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's unless you have something extraordinary to say.
Right.
And you have a very good hook that will last a minute of someone's attention, which is an eternity in today's world, right?
Because at that point, I'm scrolling.
Yeah, you've moved on to the next
Yeah.
thing for sure. So it is pretty incredible. I would admit, like if you look at what TikTok has done, right? I mean, this is really their strength as a platform, and whether that'll be here or not in the future, who knows? But it'll leave a lasting impact.
Yeah.
So whether it's in Instagram, right, which is now with their stories and reels, to really trying to make it into something. And candidly, I think that the biggest contender out there is YouTube Shorts, because their platform is really close to what TikTok is as far as the user experience.
It can be there.
Yeah, and it already has the long form that you can break up into short form very quickly. So they are a video platform. So they would naturally have the lead, I would think, in this case, with content out there.
And I'm sure they're working on platforms that are just identical to TikTok and just going to eventually put them out there. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm not worried about TikTok.
Yeah. It's that too shall pass, so to speak,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But I would agree. Video is definitely it for number 2. So what's number 3?
Number 3, I would say content creators. I think, especially micro influencers, I think the people with a smaller audience gets a better engagement. So brands working with content creators to really generate UGC content is definitely something that you'll see a lot in 2025.
Yeah, I bet. Well, I know for us what we've seen, right? As we've worked with quite a few of these content creators, that if they're regional in nature, they perform wonderfully.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to shout out to one of our content creators that we've worked with in the past. I'm going to say it out loud. He's actually in our market, and I think he's done a great job with what he's done. Is Nor'easter Nick?
Love him.
Right?
Yeah.
He's done
He's
great. He is like, we worked with him when he first started out, right, with his new business as a content creator on Facebook initially. And now he's built a mini empire of sorts. And it's great to see. It really is. And knowing he has such a great niche in the weather that he's able to provide a service to a geography that is maybe underrepresented in the South Jersey area, if you will, and along the shore points. That by just doing that and matching his content to maybe a brand as well, has really, I think, taken off nicely for him and done great things for brands. So I always say kudos, to someone like him who's done that. We've met with others who've helped our, other past clients have done the same thing. But that's a great example, I think.
And he's so involved in the community, so it's nice locally.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's and I think, if you were to take like an overall, trend that really is true to form these days, is something that really is authentic, right? It can't be plastic, if you will, on these days on social media. So that goes to the short form videos and then the content creators, and it really leans in on those content creators today. So that's great.
I agree with you there.
All right, so what's the last one?
Email marketing.
That's a good one.
Email marketing.
Very
Old
good
school,
one.
but still works.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Old school in a way.
In a way.
In a way.
I know. Compared to me, to you.
Yeah,
I would say
maybe
old
not to me. But yeah, to others maybe, I think, out there. Hello. I don't feel that old. But no, you're right. It actually, in a lot of ways it is. In today's consumer journey, email is an important part of staying engaged with your audience,
Right.
The people that really like you, so to speak, as a brand, and then those who will advocate on your behalf as well. So, we're obviously big fans of that. I think if you look at what's going on with using your database, right, your CRM data, to really work and work that data in a way, and stay engaged with your audience, it does wonders for your business for sure.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many, especially local business owners, but even mid-size that you talk to who have a large enough footprint that you think they would have a good CRM, that don't. Like I was talking to a brand the other day that had, they have an older CRM, I'll call it, right? And they called it, an antique essentially. They're in 6 large metros, like, and I mean like New York, DC, Philly, big metros. And excuse me, candidly, they just could not pull the data that you'd really want out of a CRM. So when it came to email marketing for them, it's not really as big as what you might think.
Right.
So I was surprised to hear that, but
Yeah.
it is something that I think is underutilized in a lot of ways. Platforms like HubSpot are great for that. There's others out there too, but you can really do a lot there.
Yeah.
In keeping campaigns and really keeping engagement with your clients.
And they're involving. They're like even interactive now,
Yeah.
with like polls and stuff like that, which is nice to see.
Yeah, very much, very much. Yeah, they shouldn't. Absolute one thing I will say that you're leaning on it is that you shouldn't always be selling something in
Yeah,
email, right?
it could be fun.
And frankly, in all your content and everything we've talked about today, it should not be out there, basically, just hey, buy my stuff.
Right.
It shouldn't really be that.
Yeah.
It definitely should, though, however, be genuine, authentic content that hopefully, your end user finds valuable. So, and with that, I hope you found this valuable here too as well. Kirsten and I will be doing this from time to time, and really think this is a great opportunity to engage with our audience, if you'll pardon the use of the word, as well. But thanks for joining us. This has been fun.